Wednesday night football. Oh, yeah. At this time, please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Please remove your hats. Just a public address announcement for all fans in the stadium while attending any St. John Vianney athletic event during this pandemic crisis. Please wear your mask and please social distance. Thank you for your cooperation.
The Thanksgiving special on Wednesday night here in St. John Vianney. The WLTS TV presents the Lacey Lions against St. John Vianney Lancers. To introduce ourselves, I'm Keith O'Neill. Alongside me is Jake Morales. Jake, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Getting ready to watch some Lacey football. Lacey first SJV, the last game of the season. And we're looking to see if Coach V can get that lucrative 300th career victory.
He's on the margin for it. It is legendary. The only person on the 300 win list is Coach Warren Wolf with 364. So Coach V is really hoping to get in that direction and on his path.
Well, he's led an historic franchise. He's been through the school since the school's inception in 1981, and no one deserves this win more than him, and we're going to see if he can do it.
So St. John Vianney got the reception on the start of this game as they won the coin toss, decided to get the ball first. Burrell with a little squib kick to the right side. It is landing just around the 10-yard line. Picked up number 27. He's going to break free from a couple defenders, and he'll get tackled down at around the 25-yard line.
And that was my number 35, David Wilson. Great open field tackle, great coverage by the team, and we're going to see this Lions defense start off at around the 25-yard line. And they were very stout, holding a very good Toms River North offense to only 27 points. And let's see what they can do against this Lancers offense.
Toms River North versus Lacey last week, which was on Friday, 40-27 victory for the Lions. Ty Jensen with his biggest game this season and possibly his career with a 4-touchdown game, 255 yards, along with Chase Granite adding to the list with 2 touchdowns and 67 yards on 17 carries.
You couldn't have asked more from that Lions run game. They grounded that ball. They jammed that ball down the North's throat the entire game, only throwing the ball one time. And it was honestly the most impressive rush attack I've ever seen. And we can see if they can continue it here tonight.
A cold night here on Wednesday night, but the Lions are ready. The Lancers are ready. Here's a handoff to number 1, Antonio. He will chuck it air downfield. It is an overthrow to an attempt
Yeah,
for
but
number 2.
Andrew Tobia was draped all over him. I can't see much of a completion, even if the ball did land on target.
Antonio Rosado attempted pass to Isaac Montalvo, but it was just a bit of an overthrow. His great defense coverage from Andrew Tobia, as his coverage these past couple games have been more on the louder side of things for Lacey.
Oh yeah, their pass defense did struggle a little bit against North last week, but they had dynamic weapons and they were able to bend but not break in certain situations. And they're looking for that. They're looking for key stops. They're looking for key plays made, and they're going to try to avoid the penalties too. As they were doing a great job doing that last week, and they're going to try to keep some discipline here.
Here's our handoff to up the middle, and that'll be taken down by a couple tackles. It looked like it was John Dodaro on it along with Mike Roselle.
I believe that was Austin Chadwick and Christian Booz. They came in and sunk in right away, filled in the gaps, and made sure that that SJV runner wasn't going anywhere.
So it's now 3rd down, only a gain of 2, so 3rd and 8 now. SJV against Barnegat last week, they lost 14-7.
Yeah, it's a tough loss, especially against a competitive Barnegat team, and SJV has a pride to just a history of winning. They've always been one of the better teams in the Shore, not one of the better teams in the state. A little bit of a disappointing season, and they're going to try to close it out by going over 500 against Lacey tonight.
A team around in the top conference, currently standing at a 4-4 record. Here's the snap from Rosado. He'll draw back. He's going to look outside. A deep throw that it goes to nowhere. And that is how the Lions defense steps up in this first possession of the ball game, as that ball may possibly been some miscommunication or probably a misroute from one of the receivers, but that went nowhere downfield, so that is a turnover
and you can't
on downs.
And you can't ask for a better start from the Lions defense, making the SJ receivers going nowhere, forcing bad balls, forcing tough reads, and the Lions are about to get the ball back with a decent amount of time left in this first quarter.
And that's a bit of a shock for Rosado. His numbers this year are stellar with 55 completions for 98 attempts, 697 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions thrown. Here's a kickoff, or here's the punt. That'll fall just at the 41-yard line, and the Lacey Lions are on their side of the offense.
And I'm excited to see this rushing duo between Tynan Jensen and Chase Granite. Like I said, they had one of the best rushing attacks I've ever seen. Let's see if we can continue that offensive line with star players such as Mario Ramirez and Nick Povia and Padraig Banfield, along with Damian O'Loughlin. And they're a tough O-line. They're removing that Toms River rush defense around the entire game, and they're looking very much to do the same here tonight.
A grounded pound game last week. Only one ball thrown in the air from Brunati. It was an attempt to Matt McClung for around 50 yards, but McClung just couldn't get a hand on it. Here's a handoff to Jensen up the middle, but he will just get stopped down as that defensive line right there for SJV will just hold him.
And you saw something there that you saw barely any against Toms River North. The Toms River line flooded that line. They filled their gaps, and they were able to stop Jensen for a 1-yard gain.
Lions jumped the gun really quick on Friday last week as they came out with a quick 7 points. It was Tynan Jensen on the run on that one. It was around 20 yards.
You couldn't have asked for a high-power start last week, and they're looking to start off here. Not the best first play, but there's a long drive. It's a long game, and offensive coordinator Warren Smith definitely has some tricks up his sleeve.
Only 1-yard gain on that, so it's a 2nd and 9 for the Lacey Lions.
And you send David Wilson into motion.
Brunati will flip it to Granite. Granite's going to go on the outside to the right side. He's going to get tripped up and taken down as a nice tackle. It looked like it was number 31.
Yeah, number 31, who was on the play earlier. Obviously, he's filling his lanes. He's making sure no blockers get through his way, and he was able to get Granite in open field for another 1-yard gain. As it is 3rd down and long, and we're going to see what this Lions defense can do, possibly a pass play. Of course, we only saw that once last week against North. But
Jack Farrar on the tackle right there as he just got Chase Granite's shoe, it looked like. And, that's a big stop right there for them as Chase Granite can run all over any defense he gets a hold of.
Yeah, this is something you're not used to seeing from the Lions defense. Tough running game. I get the offensive line's going to have to mold together and see what we can do on 3rd down.
So as you see Jake Hold to the right of Brunati. He has no one around him besides Wilson and a boat in motion. Here's the handoff to Jensen. Jensen's up the middle. He's going to break free, and he's going to possibly get around the 1st down. Did he get there? He did. Tynan Jensen up the middle, got the 1st down, and the Lions turned the 3rd down conversion into positive numbers.
And that was a great upfield block by Nicholas Povia, getting that Mike linebacker, making sure that Jensen had a gap to run in, and that's going to give him the 1st down.
No shock there as Ty Jensen can convert any 3rd down at any point. If you're on a 3rd down, 3rd and long even, you can always put the ball in Ty Jensen's hands, and it's expected for him to just get the first down.
Yeah, Jensen's one of those players where can you just go from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat. He's fast, he's strong, he can make any play on this football field.
As Jensen on the next run will gain around 4 yards, it looks like, but it's tackled down, possibly 3.
And that, I believe, was number I'm trying to get a number. That's number 26, Pizzillo on the tackle, stopping Jensen for 4.
So 4 yards, a 4-yard gain for Ty Jensen already, jumping the gun with 15 yards and 2 carries.
And if you're the Lacey Lions, this is all you want: some ground and pound, 4 to 5 yard carries every play. Just move the ball down the field and try to shoot that clock as much as you can.
255 rushing yards for Jensen yesterday with his on Friday with his biggest game yet on 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, he received a Shore Conference Player of the Week nod. A vote. He did not wind up winning it, but it was still an incredible effort on Jensen's end, and possibly, like you said earlier, the best game of his life.
There's a quick handoff to Abode that doesn't gain him anything right there as he gets stopped down. It's another 3rd down attempt.
There was a little bit of miscommunication in the handoff, and Lancers didn't fool for it one bit, and they filled the gaps in right away and were able to stop Abode in his tracks.
So Mike Abode has also been a pretty key part in that back end for the Lacey. Is, if you don't have Granite or Ty on the field, you can always trust Abode with it.
Exactly.
And even with Abode behind them, they can also trust them on the side of Brunati, and even if they air it out downfield, you're expecting Abode to catch it.
He's an electric playmaker. You can run a post and take it to the house. You can take a jet sweep 35 yards. You can run a slant and take it anywhere. The kid is a really good athlete, and he's been a great complimentary piece.
Brunati fakes the handoff. He'll draw outside. He'll throw it deep downfield. What looks like Hool, and he's got the catch at the 5-yard line. Jay Cool wide open.
Amazing job by Brunati for staying in bounds and launching it downfield in the wide open Jay Cool as Brunati's shaken up a bit, but regardless, great pass and great connection by Jay Cool.
An incredible throw right on the money from Brunati. He was getting pressured heavily on the right sideline. Had to air it out and find Jay Cool with nobody around him.
And Jay Cool, senior receiver, playing in his last career game tonight. And he's just trying to make an impact, and that's the best way, giving the Lacey Lions a 1st and goal.
So a quick 1st and goal opportunity, as this is the 2nd game in a row so far where they've jumped out very quick for a very good position on the field.
And this is why the Lacey Lions have a 5-3 record, and that's why they're trying to make it a 6-3. Quick starts, they're driving down the field, they're making their point quick, and we're going to see what they can do on this 1st and goal.
So what we haven't seen a lot this year from Brunati is him throwing the ball as he'll hand it off to Jensen. Jensen gets a wide open hole, and he's in for the touchdown.
Great blocking and great run by Jensen. That's how you start off this game. 6-0 Lacey as the extra point team's coming on the field.
Ty Jensen, all the music in his area, and he just scores once again his 10th touchdown of this year, 9th touchdown, of this year, and he's making all the noise he possibly can. He finds the wide open hole, gives the Lions 6 points as Jack Burrell come out on the field for the extra point attempt.
And you couldn't ask for any better job than the Lacey Lions offense, converting 2 third downs, and great job by the offensive line for letting Jensen run up and down that field.
So the kick is up. It looks like it's good. And it's good. 7-0 Lions. They jumped the gun very quickly on their offensive scheme, led heavily by Brunati. A great throw from him, and then Ty Jensen clearing it up and giving them 6 points on the board, now 7.
And this Lions defense is going to try to do what they did earlier, causing a quick 3 and out. They gave the Lancers really nowhere to go to, gaining only 1 yard from scrimmage, and that's exactly what they're going to look to do again and repeat that and keep on repeating that process.
So the defense stepped up last time for them as they'll hope to do it again. SJV looking to rebound off of it as 2 pass attempts from Rosado that were overthrows.
And that was just a great it was a 4-3 screen ran by the Lions defense. They made sure that no receivers were in the area were available. The corners covered their thirds of the field, and they made sure that nothing was available for the Lancers offense to further that series.
So the Lancers they have a very good chance on making a lot of noise. I mean, from 2014 to around 2017, they've been relatively one of the best short conference teams, playing deep in the NJSIAA playoffs in one of New Jersey's toughest section is very impressive. And I mean, on a 4-4 record this year in a very good conference, it's very impressive for them. And we won't expect to not see much as a bounce kick that'll draw around the 10-yard line, and falling on it and rolling out of bounds is number 27, and it looks like it was around the 8-yard line.
I thought we were about to see some deja vu. As of last week, no one from Times River North touched the kickoff. Roselle fell right on it, and it gave the Lions great field position. And talking about great field position, SJV will not have, starting from inside their 10-yard line, but we're going to see what Antonio Rosado can do leading this Lancers offense back out.
It was Timothy Crudup on the return. The ball just bounced over his head, and it got over him, and he had to fall onto it because it just kept rolling out of bounds. And right as he falls on it, it just doesn't go their way.
Almost very, very, very poor for St. John Vianney. Luckily, we're able to fall on it as they start this ball off, and the shotgun formation, 2-back set.
So a very tough position on the field. Here's a handoff to what looks like number 2. He's going to get a break on the right side, number 26. And he gets knocked out of bounds for a big, clear first down.
And that's Pete Pizzello. Great job keeping it, the Lancers out of rough territory, avoiding a safety, moving down the field, and moving the sticks for the first down of the game.
Peter Pizzulo, big name, big running back for them, 49 carries, 207 yards, and a touchdown. He's also great with the kick returns as well, as he's one of their most dominant ones on the field.
He's a very shifty back. He's very elusive. He can make anything out of nothing, as you're seeing it right here.
And here's a big attempt from a tackle, but he gets knocked down, but Peter Pizzulo stays up.
That was number 9, Dylan Hillsheimer, on the attempted tackle. Pizzulo was able to shake him off and make a very good effort to get 4 to 5 yards. Honestly, that was a great play, staying alive, staying around, and staying inside sidelines.
So it looked like he possibly could have not gained any yards, as Hillsheimer just couldn't wrap his hands around Pizzulo. It'll gain him around 5.
And Pizzulo is subbing out for number 21, Julian Young, one of their captains. And he's, from what I told, he's a scholar in the classroom, 4.0 GPA.
4.0 GPA, he is a loved one in school, as a fake handoff to the right side, thrown, caught by number 9, taken down by what looked like it was Andrew Tobia on the tackle.
Great open field tackle, but even better open field catch. Good job by Rosado putting it into a tight window, and that's going to move the chains for the Lancers.
It was number 2, Isaac Montalvo, on the catch.
And a very underrated, this SJVO line has been very impressive right now. They're giving Rosado time to throw, room to run, room to roll out for throws, and it's showing right now as SJV is marching right down this field.
5 minutes and 35 seconds already left of this first quarter. Lions are up 7-0. It's a 1st and 10 attempt for SJV right now. They're just around the 40-yard line. And here's the snap from Rosado. He'll fake the handoff. He'll roll out left side, getting a little bit of pressure. He'll quickly flip it to number 5. Number 5 is going to get tripped up by Micah Bowe. We'll see if he crossed the first down marker.
And I believe he did. I see the chain crew moving.
It was Blake Clayton on the reception right there.
And a good open field tackle by a Boat, putting his shoulder down, making sure the runner wouldn't go any further. But, and it's 2nd and short, but this Lions defense has to toughen up right here if they want a chance of getting this ball back.
So right on the 49-yard line, 2nd and inches. Here is a handoff. Number 27, Crudup. He's going to break free. Right side, Crudup all alone. Right side. 10-yard line of Bodes right next to him. Crudup's going to fall in. Is he in for the touchdown? It says he's out of bounds just around the 3-yard line.
And I couldn't tell you that nothing more impressive than SJV's offensive line, putting some pull guards, putting some D linemen on the ground, and giving number 27 room to run and almost go into the end zone down at the 1-yard line. Let's see what they can do to capitalize.
A Boat on the stoppage right there that just knocks him out of bounds at around the 4-yard line. And, I mean, that's a big save for Lacey, but they're going to really have to hope that they can hold up right here.
Well, they're going to have to tighten up and show what they did against Times River North in the first drive. Bend but don't break. They had a 4-goal line play, held them to nothing.
Here is a handoff. Crudup up the middle. Crudup falls in for the touchdown.
And great blocking, great running, and that's going to give the Lancers a chance to tie this game up with the extra point. Very, very impressive drive by the Lancers, going it through the air and through the ground.
2 touchdowns scored in this ball game for both sides, both rushing touchdowns for both teams. Crudup on this one, it was a 2-yard rush, but he had a big rush around midfield.
Yeah, he set it up. It's only fitting that he's the one who's allowed to put it in the zone.
So Mason Schenk on the kick, and it's right down the middle. And this ball game is tied up at 7 apiece with 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go.
Looks like we have yet another entertaining shootout in our hands, Keith.
So far, through 8 minutes of this game, we do. So far, I mean, ground and pound for both sides. Besides Brunati's one air out downfield, which he got a very good. Jay Cool wide open.
Oh, yeah, and you're seeing a very healthy mix from SJV, utilizing Rosetta's arm and the run game of Bizzalo and number 27, and they're making great plays, and they're showing what they have to do to try to win this game and try to spoil V's 300th.
So as the Lions offense will take, or Lions special teams will take the field right back. It looks like it'll be Mike Roselle on the attempted return.
Along with number six Liam Sanger with him, with Jay Cool, Matt Kuhn, and Dominic Tarracone on the second line, ready to be their lead blockers.
As we usually don't see Jay Cool, Liam Sanger on the field, especially for kick returns. He's mostly known for his stellar defense. Before last game, the games that they played, especially against Central, he had 2 interceptions against Central and a pick 6 being one of them.
Well, I played with Liam a long time ago. He's always wanted to be a kick returner. He's always wanted to show his flashy skills, and given the chance that this is his last game, they're going to give him a shot and see what he has to do.
So Sanger and Roselle in the backfield. You said Hool, Dodaro, Matt Kuhn, and Dom Tarracone in front of them. Just around the 30-yard line, here's the kick. That'll go to Roselle, possibly over his head. It'll draw back, but now taken out for a touchback as they will go to the 25-yard line.
And great kick by Mason Schenk, and it's going to give the Lacey Lions the ball at the 20-yard line. And very impressive first drive, just more of a ground and pound game by that strong offensive line. And we're going to see how they can do it again.
So 20-yard line, as I apologize once again, but Lions now at their own 20. They'll see if they can draw downfield like they did last possession, but the SJV defense looking to pick up where they unfortunately left off last go round and see if they could step up their defense.
And what they have to do is stopping the Lions on third down, allowing 2 key third down conversions. They have to tighten up and play a little bit of smarter football and try to give this Lancers offense better chances to have great drives like they just did.
Which they had the pressure on Brunati. It's just he was just able to get away and just fine. Hool downfield is Granite on the run up the middle. Granite's going to keep going. He's trying to bulldoze some tackles. He got the first down no matter what. And he gets down at around the 37-yard line.
And I'm telling you, Chase Grant did that all by himself, shaking, turning around, juking. He did everything. He evaded a couple tackles, even hurdle man. And that's going to give him 18 yards and a first down for this Lions offense. Great running, great line work by this Lions team.
So it keeps the clock going. We're just about to hit 4 minutes and 20 seconds left of this first quarter. 7-7 ball game.
As Bernardi comes up under center, which mostly this Lions offense runs under.
Granite and Jensen are behind him. He has a boat in motion to his left, now going to his right. He will hand it off to Granite. He will just get stopped short completely as the defensive line is just able to stop him.
And I believe that was number 54 coming on the tackle. That was
Robert Lamb was on the tackle right there.
And the announcer, the press box man beat us to the chase, and Julian Young was also on the tackle.
So no gain right there for Granite, possibly only inches, but nothing too special as the Lions still at 2nd and 10.
And that was a little bit of a miscommunication in the offensive line. The D-line went right through to make the stop, and we're going to see what they can do on 2nd and 10.
A boat in motion, Hool to his left, behind him Granite. He'll hand it off to Jensen. Jensen's up the middle this time and wrapped around by number 22, but Tynan Jensen's able to get a good couple yardage right there.
Yeah, Julian Young was on the tackle, but he tackled him a little too late. That's going to move the chains for another first down. Very impressive running by both of these backs so far to begin this game, picking up right where they started off on Friday night.
And it does move the chains, so Jensen did get the first down, but Julian Young on the tackle. A big defensive star for them. They're one of their captains alongside with Josh East. 56 tackles this season, along with 4 sacks and 2 fumble recoveries, one of them being for a touchdown.
Well, one of SJV's key to victory is Julian Young playing the way he's been playing on defense, which is absolutely stellar. No one's been able to break a tackle from him, and he's one of the bright spots on this SJV defense.
A 4.73 40-yard dash. There's a handoff to Granite, trying to find a hole up the middle. Granite's going to keep fighting his way as the line's still pushing him. Granite's still going. The line is just constantly pushing him up, and he's finally down. What looked like it could have been past the first down marker, as we'll see if it moves the chains.
I'm telling you, if you truly love football, those are the plays you beg to see. A scrum of football players pushing the pile, and it pushing for 9 yards. Great run by Chase Granite, and a great team effort by the Lions team pushing him forward.
So it looks like it is just 2nd and inches for the Lions offense. There's 2 great runs by both Granite and Tynan Jensen. And the entire you saw nothing but black and yellow and white and blue uniforms just all over Chase Granite, just constantly pushing him up. And that strength of the offensive line from the Lions, they can just push them for days.
You can't ask for a better effort and hustle play from the Lions team than that one right there.
So we're just about to hit a $1:45 left of this quarter. Tynan Jensen's going to get up the middle, but pancaked down by what looked like it was number 54 on the tackle, Robert Lamb.
And Robert Lamb's been all over the field to begin this game. The defensive line's penetrating. They're able to get through the gaps, and it's showing right there as that was a gain for effectively nothing.
They did get the first down on it, but Jensen just, got pummeled a little bit, a bit of possible line miscommunication.
Well, there was nowhere for him to go, and it clearly shows right there. But we're going to see what this Lions team can do here on first. Is it first or it is first down? My mistake.
So we're just about to hit a minute left of this first quarter. 7-7 ball game. Lions standing at the 40-yard line.
And it's a single back set with Jensen in the backfield. Abode sent to the right, and it's going to Abode.
Abode will take it. He's going to try and fight his way around. Abode just getting a bunch of bodies laid on top of him. It was number 22 on the tackle.
Your mistake, Heath. That was number 5, Blake Clayton on the tackle. Great job of evading through the blocker and stopping Abode in his tracks.
So number 5 on the tackle is a big one. It was Blake Clayton. He's big. He's been big for them so far tonight. He's looked like he's been a pretty key piece.
Well, yeah, he's keeping players in line. He's going through blocks. He's making sure the ball carrier is stopped in his tracks, and a great job for only a 1-yard gain. And we have second down right here.
So he has Abode to his right, Jensen behind him, Granite a little bit to his left, Hool to the left side. He will hand it off Jensen up the middle. Jensen fighting his way, still going as Ramirez is right on top of him. I apologize, that was number 50.
No, you're right. It was number 60, Mario Ramirez. And Ramirez, the man who quite clearly, or not quite clearly, who may just have saved the game for the Lions last week. Dominic Perrone braked off a big run. Goodell stripped the ball, and you see Mario Ramirez hustling and fall on that ball, making sure the Lions continue that drive. And they would eventually go on to score the game-winning touchdown of that game. And
it looks like
he's showing that he still has a lot in the tank, pushing Granite forward for that first down.
So as that run ends the quarter, as we're going to get to the second quarter approaching right now, but it's a 7-7 game. Ty Jensen had the touchdown for Lacey Crudup, had the touchdown for SJV, and we're only knotted up at a touchdown apiece. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Lions on offense when we return to the second quarter. This is WLTS TV. This is WLTS TV. We are right back with you as we are just about to approach the second quarter. Me and Jake Morales calling this game, this final game of the season. So 3rd and 3 for the Lions offense. He has Hool to his left, Jensen right behind him, Chase Granite a little bit to his left side, Abode to the right of him. He has Abode in motion. Hands off Jensen up the middle. Jensen's going to break away, and he's going to get the first down.
Jensen showing some power running, pushing through, getting that first down, and continuing this drive for the Lions offense. It's quite obvious to see that Lacey's having the same approach that they had last week against North, and that's ground and pound football. Run it hard, run it often, and run it a lot. And it's what they're doing, and it's what's working. And it's going to push the Lions down to the 28-yard line.
So on the Lancers' 28-yard line, better field positioning as they've had in their 2 drives on offense, have had great field positioning.
Well, yeah, they're looking to score. They scored on the first drive, and they definitely want to score again. They're looking in great position to do it as of now.
Here's Jensen right behind him. He will hand it off to him. Jensen up the middle. Jensen's going to get tripped up and taken down for a gain of around 5 yards.
And that was by number 27, Andrew Chemo. Really went for the legs. He flipped them over, but a great run by Jensen, getting him 5 yards.
A quick 5-yard gain. We always expect Ty Jensen to get around 5 yards almost every single carry. I mean, even with the line, even when he gets pressure from the defensive line, he's always able to find a hole or roll outside, and and his speed and quickness is always able to just get around any defender he can and break free for at least 5 yards.
And the amazing thing is, Keith, it is so hard to average 5 yards per play, but the dominance of Jensen, that's just what you expect, and it's what you expect to see, and when you don't see it, you're disappointed.
So the Lions will draw right back 5 yards as it's going to be 2nd and 10 now. As it was a false start on the offense.
A little bit of undiscipline, but it's not something you've seen too often. They're going to start back from the beginning at 2nd and 10. And we're going to see what Warren Smith has nor Benai to run.
So the first penalty of the ball game goes to Lacey. It was a false start. It looked like it was one of their it looked like it was the offensive lineman on the false start right there.
Impossible to tell who, but I think that's a safe call to make.
So 10 minutes and 20 seconds approaching here in this second quarter. He will do a very quick handoff to Granite. Left side, Granite has a hold. Granite taken down. He gets the first down.
And Mario Ramirez sending a blocker straight to the ground, and Nick Povia right behind him. Great pulling play by the Lions offensive line, and that's going to give the first down for Chase Granite in this Lions offense as they are in the red zone for the second time in this ballgame.
Just around 10 minutes to go. At the 15-yard line for the Lions, Chase Granite and Ty Jensen, the ground and pound duo, the dynamic duo this year. They both have around 20 touchdowns combined this season.
I'm telling you, the past 2 games is amazing for any person who hates quarterbacks, and they love the ground football, and that's exactly what they're getting, and that's exactly what they're going to get throughout this game.
So they have no receivers on the field, so they'll just do a quick flip to Jensen, but he will get stopped completely short. It was number 15 on the tackle.
And that's Mason Scheck, the kicker, and he ran right through the blockers, making sure Granite went nowhere. And that's the first negative play for this Lions offense today, but amazing play by Scheck.
Ty Jensen had nowhere to go on that run, and possibly just a lineman not being able to get a good hand on Shank, but Shank is, he's big, he's powerful, and he's able to get past a lot of players.
And he came in, and it was just a simple blitz. The offensive line didn't pick it up, and he was all in Granite's arms, straight for the taking.
So now the Lions drawn back as they're at negative yardage right now. It looks like it's 2nd and 14. Handoff Granite. Granite's going to get stopped now. It looks like it's a couple tackles on it. Number 54 was the first one I saw.
And that is Matt Lang, who has been all over the field right now. That's his 3rd tackle of the day, and they're ripping through this lazy offensive line like it's Swiss cheese. A little bit of inconsistent play from this offensive line we've seen. We've seen greatness, we've seen great pulls, and we've also seen some miscommunication causing negative plays. And they have to fix that up quickly if they want to win this game.
So 3rd and 16 now for the Lions, as they were just at 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line, but now drawn back to around the 22.
And number 12, Jack Burrell, getting ready on the sideline for a potential field goal attempt.
As his field goals, he's 2 for 3 on the season with his field goals. Only missed field goal was against Raritan.
He's a big leg kicker. He's been going to a lot of camps, and he's been dedicating himself on the game of kicking. And he's arguably one of the best kicker in the short conference. And if this drive stalls, I think we have a pretty reliable option, Jack Burrell, as a timeout will be called.
A timeout on Lacey, as that'll be our timeout as well, with 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go left of this first half. 7-7 ball game. We will be back with you. It's WLTS TV. WLTS TV, we are right back with you after the timeout from the Lions taken. It's 3rd and 16.
They're on the shotgun set, double tight end set with Brandon D'Angelo and Dom Tarracone. 2 receivers to his right.
Bernardi draws back, looks right. He's going to look deep. Downfield, wide open, number 33. Is he going to get a hit on it? He drops it.
Great ball by Bernardi, wide open. Dominic Tarracone, he bobbled it. He just couldn't hold on to it, and that's going to be a 4th down for this Lacey offense, and Jack Burrell is going to send it out to the field.
So wide open downfield was Tarracone, but he couldn't get hands on it. He was bobbling around the end zone and just tripped up on him.
It's just missed opportunities right there that a team need to come back. Hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt them.
So Burrell on the field, it looks like it's going to be around a 40-yard attempt for him. His longest ever.
39 on the mark.
His longest ever is 50.
Brandon D'Angelo to snap. Hold is up.
The kick is there, and it is
wide
no
left.
Good.
Wide left. He had the distance, but he just pushed it a little bit, and that's even the Lancers. Great starting field position to start off at the 29-yard line. And this Lions defense a little bit inconsistent, letting up some big plays, especially on the ground. They're definitely going to want to kill that right away, and we're going to see what they can start off on with the 1st and 10.
You did see the ball going side to side. There's not much wind really at all, so it must have been either just a kick that could have gone off the wrong side of the toe for Burrell, or possibly a deflection from a tipped pass or a tipped kick from one of the defenders on the Lancer side.
Well, I mean, it was a great job by the long snapper Brandon D'Angelo to get it to Ty Jits, and he put it down right away. I think it was just a little bit of a pull. Every good kicker has one now and then, but this is not the great time to be getting some pulled kicks, but pass is the pass, and SJV is starting off on the 20-yard line.
So it was a big scoring opportunity for the Lions. Unfortunately, he was not able to capitalize. Here is a handoff. Number 26 left side will get taken down.
And that's Pete Pizzolo, and that's going to be a 3-yard carry. That number 30, Christian Booz, in the tackle. He filled his lane right away and stopped him right in his tracks.
So it looks like actually he possibly got a little bit more. It looked like it was a 5-yard gain by him. So it's 2nd and mid.
Second and 5 right here. Good 5-yard carry. Let's see if they can continue. And that is going
another
to Pizzolo
handoff to Pizzolo again. He will go up the middle, and he'll just land on the 1st down marker, and it looks like he just got past it to move the chains.
And that was number 33, Dominic Tarracone, on the tackle. Kind of getting run through a little bit, but brought him down. But that is going to move the chains for the Lancers.
And at this point, Dom Tarracone's going to look for anything to pick himself up after the tough drop, but he's going to look to really capitalize it on defense.
He's a good kid. He's a great player, and he's going to he's going to rebound, and he's going to make a play to make us all wow.
Here's Rosado going up the middle as he has nowhere to go.
And shaking
and
right.
Taken down.
Shaking right through Dodaro, but Austin Chadwick there on the tackle, making sure he doesn't go anywhere else. That's going to be a 6-yard carry, make it 2nd and 4. But great athletic play by Rosado, avoiding the loss initially. But there's nothing that much could he do, running right into Austin Chadwick's arms. But it's going to be another 2nd and mid, 2nd and short for the Lancers.
Chadwick had a tackle and a sack last game against Towns River North. Here is a fake handoff. It is Rosado sliding, and he got way past the 1st down marker as he gets taken down at the 45.
And he slid before meeting Mike Roselle. Great athletic play, and great job by the Lancers offensive line for giving him that time and giving him the space to run through, picking up yet another 1st down. Really impressive start for this Lancers offense after a shaky 3-and-out. They picked up the pace, and they're moving right down this field.
So it's just approaching 6 minutes left of this first half. Rosado will take the snap. He will fake the handoff. He'll take it himself to the right side. Trying to get the tackle was Roselle, and he gets taken down out of bounds. It was a big tackle, and a flag's on the field.
And that'll tack on another 15 as number 25, John Dodaro, a little bit excessive, getting him out of bounds a little late. And that's costly for the Lions, as that's going to give the Lancers another 15 yards and possibly put him in field goal range.
So it looks like it is on Lacey. No matter what, as we see the referees pointing, we'll see exactly what the penalty is.
And that is a... And it's the call that I assumed, and it's going to send the Lancers an extra 15 yards, and that's a confidence killer for the Lions, a big confidence boost for the Lancers.
So they're just going to be taken at the 34-yard line, it looks like. So the Lions defense is going to hope to really pick themselves up
And with
right here, and the Lancers looking to capitalize.
And the way the run game has been going for the Lancers, it looks like they're about to capitalize. Pizzolo and Rosetta and number 27 have been running all over this field. And let me get number 27's name so I stop calling him number 27.
Timmy Crudup.
Timmy Crudup, and that's my apologies, folks. But yeah, he's been running all over this field, and it's been a great job by this Lancers offense.
Here's a handoff to the left side. Number 26 going to break free left side. He got a block. He's in for the touchdown.
That was number 26, Pete Pizzolo. He ran straight through the field, found an open gap, and was untouched. As the sirens go off, the Lancers take their first lead of the game, and they send the extra point team out to try to make it a 7-point game.
His second touchdown of this season.
You know, we've been talking about the amazing run game from the Lions offense. The Lancers, right now, Pete Pizzolo and Tim Crudup have been playing sensational right now, and the dual threat ability of Rosado, and it's showing a great effectiveness for this Lancers as they're an extra point away from making it a 1-touchdown game.
Mason Shank's kick is right down the money. He has a tackle this game, also has 2 extra points. Clear as day, as it's 14-7 now in favor of the Lancers with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left of the first half.
And what the Lions have to fix up on, what has been killing them right now, is the penalties, the false start, another false start, and a big loss again during earlier in the drive, and of course the 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty, which gave Pizzolo the open shot for the end zone. But they just have to fix that up and go back to the ground and pound Lacey football that we all know and love. And I think they can do it, and we'll see what Bernardi can do on this drive.
So 14-7 in favor of the home team. Is this game, we're not the home team this time. This is actually in St. John Vianney's high school.
No, very rare.
This is the first away game we have done this year. We have done away games before, but this is the first one this year. But we decided to come out here as this is the last game of the season, as we thought last game was.
Yeah, we hyped it up. We hyped that up a lot. We gave almost every senior on the team a very good shout out. But and we'll probably give them again, as they very well much deserve it. But we're away from our cushy booth. We're actually in the stands with the great parents and fans of Lacey Township, and we couldn't be happier. And we're looking forward to the rest of this game.
Rosella and Sanger in the backfield to possibly receive the kick. Terracone, Houle, Didero in the front end. Looks like Matt Coon's on it as well. Here's the kick, deep field. Positioning as it'll bounce away from Roselle, but it'll be a touchback no matter what, as they'll get positioning at the 20-yard line.
And back-to-back touchbacks, and Shank, big leg kicker, and he doesn't want the Lacey returners getting any momentum at all, and he wants them to start and they want them to start the ball from the 20, and they want to see what they can do.
So the Lions have lost a couple big names this season, which is unfortunate for them. I mean, they lost Scotty Stevens to a torn MCL, which we hope nothing but the best recovery for him. And they just lost Dom Perrone, who had the big rushing yards back in last game against Township River North. He had the big rush that gave great field positioning for them.
He was also the starting corner. He got a couple open field tackles. He really is a great up-and-coming kid. He's a good kid in class. Everyone loves him. And he's looking to be the future of the backfield once Jensen and Granite Lacey's days are over, but it's unfortunate. We hope he can get well soon, but we can get back to some good Lacey football.
False start on Lacey. It looked like it was the offensive lineman. We'll see who the penalty was on. But another false start, the second one for the Lacey Lions tonight.
As I said, penalties will be killing them, and it's killing them right now, and it's not the way Lacey wants to run it, and they want to touch up the sloppiness right away and get on with the rest of the game.
So draw back 5 yards, 1st and 15 now for them at around the 15-yard line. So they're going to have a deeper field positioning as he has Houle and Abode to Brunati's left and Jensen right behind him. He has Abode in motion. Going back. Hand off to Jensen up the middle, but Jensen's just going to get squashed down. And another big tackle from number 54 on that one. He's been the biggest highlight so far all game.
And he is running through that offensive line very easily, and he's just very impressive. That's his 4th tackle in this first half, and there's nowhere this Lacey run game can go with number 54 all over the field.
Robert Lamb really making the biggest noise so far all game on the defensive side for the Lancers. He stopped the run game the most out of everyone on the field.
Yeah, no, if you get into his grip, you're not going to let him go, and it's shown time and time again as they're trying to get him to jump. Almost did, and they're looking for another play call.
He has 2 to his left, and he has 2 behind him. Everyone on that field is deadly. He will hand it off to Jensen as he'll get tackled down. It looked like it was number 15 on the tackle.
That was number 15, Matt Schenk, their kicker, and their outside linebacker, but good hard-nosed running by Ty Jensen, bringing him back to the original line of scrimmage, and we can see what this team has to do on 3rd and 10.
So 3rd and long with 4 minutes and just about 30 seconds to go left of this second quarter. 14-7 Lancers. Lions on their own 20. Really hoping to make a big push right here as Lancers defense looking to hold them up possibly before the halftime ends and even get themselves some good offensive pushing.
And you know what? Don't be surprised if you see Bernardi try to air it out right here. There's limited time left in the first half. They're not in great field position, and they're backed up. Let's see if they can pull some trickery out.
So far, the 2 throws Bernardi's had is he's going to rush to the outside. He's going to overthrow it out of bounds. It was an attempt for a bode. As I was just about to say before, Bernardi's 2 attempts that he's had were great passes to both Terracone and Houle, but this time an overthrow to Abode on the right side, which is a turnover on downs, and that's a tough go for the Lacey offense as they couldn't catch a break right there.
And the first time in a very long time we're seeing the punting unit from Lacey Township, as we saw no punting from either teams last week from Lacey First North. So we're going to see how Jack Burrell is going to boot this one away as Dominic Terracone is the normal punter.
So Crudup in the backfield to return this one, and it looks like he's just around the 46, 45-yard line, as that's already better field positioning for them. And a bit of pressure as it's deflected away to the right side.
A little bit of a high snap from D'Angelo, and that was almost very, very, very poor for the Lacey Lions, but it takes a favorable Lacey bounce, and the Lancers are going to start the ball at the Lacey 45-yard line.
So already off the punt, good field positioning. It looked like it was deflected off one of the defenders' hands on the Lancer side.
Very, very close to being blocked and going into SJV's end zone.
So at the 45 on the dot.
Now what this Lions defense has to do is eliminate the big run plays. That's all they have to do. The pass defense has been excellent so far, causing bad balls and bad reads. But the SJV offense is running straight down their throat, and that's something that they can't allow to do if they look to win this game.
It's been Pizzullo and Crudup all over the Lacey defense as their ground and pound technique has been working tremendously for them as they're going to pick their play. Going to take a little bit.
And if you don't have those two, you have Rosado who can make something out of nothing, and he's also one of the faster players in this field.
And he's got an arm too, and he has the core on to his sides. Josh East and Julian Young. He has them on his side along with Troy Day. He has their big names to the side of him.
Very well rounded Lancers offense, and it's showing right now because they are marching down this. They've been marching down the field all game.
Number 19 in motion. Rosado fakes the handoff, draws back, has some time, airs it out downfield. The attempt for Corrupt, but he has no one around, or he has no chance to catch that one as he had 3 defenders around him. It was Abode, Tovia, and Roselle on him.
And there's a flag in the backfield, and it is a holding. Looks like it's going to be a holding for SJV, but back to the play. There was really nowhere it can go. He overshot him, but their receivers corners draped all over him. And it was just a bad play from the start, and it's not even going to matter as they're going to go back 10 yards.
As just what you said, the pass defense for the 3 attempts against the Lacey defense, they've been holding them up very well, very elitely too. As one of the big names on them has been Andrew Toby on 2 of the deflections.
Andrew Toby, he started later in the year last year when superstar Justin Gorski went down with an injury. He filled in as a sophomore and played in very well. He played in both of the playoff games, and he made a statement as one of the stall holds very early, and he's had an amazing season so far, and he's continuing to have a great game right now.
So a very big penalty. It draws him back 15 yards. Here is a flip to Pizzullo left side. Pizzullo's going to get taken down on a great tackle.
And that's why number 75, Austin Chadwick, making sure he's not going anywhere else, stopped him in his tracks. Oh, my bad. That was number 25, John Dodero. And he brought him down. That's going to be only a 1-yard carry.
So he was sliding with Pizzullo on the tackle, which was able to stop him only a gain of around 2 or 3 yards on that one.
And I want to give a little credit to Julian Young, bringing a check block in the game of the snap. But Dodero just got right through it, and he was able to make the tackle.
Dodero's defense has been the biggest highlight for the Lions all year round. I mean, every game you expect them to get at least 6 tackles or more every single every single time he steps foot on that field. He's the biggest name.
You can't talk about this Lions defense without talking about John Ladera, and he's honestly been one of the most, probably one of the most important player on this defense, and it's showing right now, and it just showed in this play.
2nd and 22. Here's a handoff. Pazzulli up the middle. Pazzulli breaks free. Pazzulli all alone at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Lancers.
And great work by that Lancers offensive line. Gibbon and Holster running. Pizzullo just ran straight down the field as the sirens go off for a 3rd time for this Lancers, as the Lacey Lions are in trouble, down 2 scores. But great rushing attack by this Lancers team, and you can't ask for more.
3rd touchdown of the season, 2nd touchdown today, a 2nd touchdown of the 2nd quarter for Pizzullo, is that it's going to increase the lead 21-7 in favor of the Lancers.
Hoping this extra point goes through for them, but just, not looking great for this Lions team. They're letting this run attack kill them, and they're going to try to rebound and hopefully get a great drive going and try to score before the halftime.
So the kick from Shank is right down the money once again, as that now gets it to a 21-7 lead in favor of the Lancers. With 2 minutes and 47 seconds left of this first half, big drives downfield from the Lancers, and only from their ground and pound team.
And now for the Lacey Lions, this game is far out of question. It's far, far, far from over. They're getting the ball back at half. They're going to have 2 minutes and 47 seconds with two timeouts. They have all the time in the world to try to get something. They got to spark something, and it's with that run game. It's with Granite and Jensen, and they have to keep going, doing what they used to do. Avoid the penalties, avoid the sloppiness, avoid the inconsistency, and then we'll be able to see the good old-fashioned Lacey Lions football.
There's a couple penalties that's killed them the most, especially in that, and especially around the red zone marker. They had the 1st and 10 at the 15, and then a penalty kills them, draws them back 5 yards, and then the run defense stops Granite and Ty Jensen on both runs, and it just draws them back deep field.
I'm sure Coach Warren Smith gave him a word full about it, and I'm sure they're going to make sure that they can do the best they can to correct it, and they're going to start off this what could possibly be the last drive of the first half.
So 2 minutes and 47 seconds left is going to just start drying down right now. It is
number 6, Liam Sanger, with the return,
as he's been the bigger name on defense, but this time gets the kick return as he gets taken down at the 25-yard line. A fumble on the field and taken back from the Lancers.
And wasn't blown dead. Did he score? No, they're going to mark it down right there. But regardless, huge turnover for the Lancers, and that's recovered by number 52, Ethan Crawley. Great job by ripping it out and falling on the football, and the Lancers are going to have a chance to possibly put this game a little bit out of reach before halftime, as there's nothing the Lions defense can do to stop this run game, and they're going to try to punctuate again.
So as the Lions offense was just about to get ready to go back onto the field, a change of events, as it was Sanger on the fumble, just got it knocked out of his hands, as you saw a lot of black and yellow jerseys all over him.
As the Lions are in a nightmare scenario right now that's not looking bright for this team.
21-7 now, a more threat for the Lancers as they're in great positioning once again at the 25-yard line. Rosado has his targets to both his right and his left. He'll get the snap, roll out left side. He's going to take it himself, but he's going to get hit out of bounds. It looked like it was Ty Jensen on the push out of bounds.
Yeah, he was able to get him out of bounds, but a great run by Rosado. He had 2 lead blockers in front of him, and not that much you can do. He was able to get out of bounds and get 6 to 7 yards, and I believe it is 2nd and 4. And the Lions defense is going to try to see what they can do to try to keep him out of the end zone before half. Try to get as much momentum as they possibly can, because right now it's Deke.
So a 7-yard gain right there from Rosado that stopped the clock at 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Here's a handoff, and there's a flag on the field, and the Lions defense wraps around him.
And that was number 7, Ty Jensen, and number 9, Dylan Hillsheimer on the tackle.
As Blake Clayton was on the run right there, but there's a flag on the field. We will see what the penalty is on. It looks like it's on the Lacey side, possibly.
We're going to see what happens. So right now, both teams are at a standstill.
And it's just around. It looked like the line of scrimmage of the penalty, so we could really.
And the Lancers are walking back.
And it looks like it was on the Lancers. So the Lancers with another penalty after a couple big gains right there.
Both coaches pleading both of their cases as much as they could, but in all result, it was most likely a holding play on the Lancers, and that's going to back him up big time.
So now after getting a 7-yard gain from Risotto or Pizzello, and Rosado, and now going to get drawn back 10 yards.
But if you're SJV, you're in no rush. The clock's ticking. You're gonna, of course, you want to get in the end zone before half. A 3-touchdown lead would be amazing, but they're gonna play smart. They're gonna do this what they've been doing all day, and they're just running the ball down the throats.
Here's a fake handoff and off the hands
Another
of
flag.
Montevallo, and there's another flag on the field.
And we wonder what that could be on.
And we'll see who it's on. It was a quick flag right after. It was a attempt to Montevallo. And it's a penalty on SJV once again. Too many men on the field, it sounds like. As that'll draw him back even more.
And now they're starting to get the lacy bug with penalties, very undisciplined football, and they're trying to punctuate and they're trying to capitalize before halftime. And these penalties are negating the chance. Not much you missed there from the last play because it was a drop pass. So, but just uncalled penalties and just really no need.
So just around 2 minutes, now a minute 59, but 2 minutes left of this first half. It is 21-7 in favor of the Lancers. They're at 3rd and 13 in this possession. The Lions defense really looking to hold them up after getting a really tough pill to swallow.
And it would be huge for them to stop them right here, possibly knocking them out of field goal range. Oh, and it'll also give Noah Bernardi and Chase Grannon and Ty Jensen a chance to go down and maybe get it within one score before halftime. They have the timeouts to do it. They have the time to do it. Let's see if they can execute it. But, of course, they have to stop him right here on 3rd down.
Rosado has 2 to his right. He'll draw back. He'll look outside. He's getting pressure from Kuhn. He's going to still get pressure as he just walks right out of bounds, and the Lions defense really stops big time.
And that's big right there. It's the first big break since the first drive. They kept them out, and let's see what the Lancers are going to do. If they're going to stay in the field or possibly send it the field goal unit. As Noah Bernardi gets his helmet back on, they're ready to get back to work.
So we'll see if Mason Schenk will come out on the field to possibly kick around a 50-yard field goal.
And Nick Povia subs in. Noticeable absence. We haven't seen Gerard O'Connor today on the defensive line. He's one of the team captains. He's really an anchor of that D-line. Right now, he's just not present. We hope he's doing his best, and we hope he's okay. But
he's a big fuel to the Lions defense, and he's a big spark to the team in general. He can really light up the crowd and light up the players in general. As the Lancers will stay on the field, it's 4th and long. Rosado's still on there, so we'll see. They'll see if they can convert the 4th and long. He's got a big rush. Number 35's on it. He's going to air it out downfield. It's Montevallo with the attempt and knocked away from Micah Bode.
And that's going to give this Lions offense good field position to start off and move down this field. And Bernardi is looking to wipe away all the bad stuff from the first half, or from parts of the first half, and they definitely want to get on this scoreboard.
David Wilson was on the big pressure, a big blitz from him. He was able to just sneak around the line with no problem. Rosado was able to get the ball out of his hand quickly, but David Wilson with the big pressure, so that was probably one of the reasons why Rosado wasn't able to get a good arm on it.
And David Wilson, another sophomore, and it's rare to see sophomores make big impact plays. Coach V loves to start his juniors and seniors with experience, but every now and then you get some guys who come out there and make plays, and David Wilson, who's getting more and more playing time through the past couple of games, made a start at tight end, got some defensive time right there, and it caused great in the play as it causes the Lions to get the ball back.
So we see 2 receivers to his left, one to his right. Matt McClung is now onto the field, as Dodaro is right next to Bernardi. He'll draw back, but instead he'll hand it off to Jensen. But Jensen's going to get wrapped up and taken back 5 yards.
And that's number 5, Blake Clayton, on the wrap down. He shook away from one guy, but there was nothing he can do from Clayton. And that's a big loss on the Lacey Lions offense right there. And that's not the sign. That's not the way you want to start this drive.
You were expecting them to throw it as they have 3 receivers on, but this time it was a quick fake deke. As they're seeing a jump from the defensive line.
And Matt McClung on the field, the player who got the lone target in last week's win against Sums River North, is out in the field.
As Bernardi will draw back, he'll look out toward that left side. Bernardi's going to get some pressure, rolls out right side, has nowhere to go, and he'll get taken out of bounds. As it stops the clock right there, but Bernardi gets hit hard and has nowhere to go nor nowhere to throw to.
And a poor decision by Bernardi in that situation. Quarterbacks throw it away to save some yardage and save a lot of time. He didn't do that. He tried to find an open target, but that knocks back the Lions big as I believe it is 3rd and 20.
It stops the clock at 58 seconds exact. 3rd and 17, so we've seen a lot of third downs that have gotten drawn back past 10 to 15 yards. But as the Lions took their timeout, we will take ours as well. This is WLTS TV.
Don't forget to stick around at halftime for our very own St. John Vianney Lancer Dancers.
This is WLTS TV. We are right back with you on this Thanksgiving special on a Wednesday night here in St. John Vianney's High School. It's the Lions against the Lancers. It's 21-7 in favor of the Lancers with 58 seconds to go before the quarter ends. As we see Jensen behind Bernardi. Handoff to Abode. Left side, but has nowhere to go once again as the run defense stops him. Once again, nothing new. Robert Lamb on the tackle.
And this defense has been all over this Lions run game. They figured out what they have to do to stop the team. And for the second time, this Lions punting unit has come out in the field, and the Lancers are calling yet another timeout.
So another timeout as we will take our another timeout as well. WLTS TV, the Thanksgiving special here on WLTS TV. We're right back with you. It's WLTS TV after the quick Lancer timeout. But the Lions, with the punting unit out for the second time tonight, it'll be Burrell on the punt and Crudup in the backfield to return it. The long snap from D'Angelo. Here's the punt up. It goes a little bit to the right side. Knocked down, falling down at the 50, or the 40, 43-yard line.
And that was down by Liam Sanger. Great punt by Burrell, catching that snap from D'Angelo. Almost blocked yet again, but the Lions are going to try to stop this SJV team from getting in the end zone. They have 41 seconds to try to stop them, and let's see what they can do.
21-7, 2 touchdowns scored by Pizzulo this game. 1 touchdown for the Lions side was Ty Jensen, and the other touchdown was Crudup for the Lancers.
And this Lancers team is making a play right now. They're still in the huddle on the sideline. They're going to try to see what they can do to really, really take control of this game.
And so far, their ground and pound control has been the key highlight, even for both sides. The ground and pound, more towards the Lancer side, as the ground and pound for Lacey has been a big struggle. As the run defense of the Lancers is just unstoppable so far after that first drive. You
know, SJV has very much been dominating this second quarter with the run game and the ground game, and plus with their rush defense has been incredible as of this point, and they're going to try to continue that at this pace.
So Rosado has 3 to his left, 1 to his right. He'll look outside. He will air it to the middle side of the field, and it's a flag on the field as Rosell was on the coverage.
And I don't know about that one. They're throwing the flags, and it's indicating pass interference, but I think that ball came well after. Rosell did what he had to do to try to deflect it, but the refs see otherwise, and that's going to be huge.
It was an overthrow for an attempt to Isaac Montalvo, and it was over the head of him, but Rosell got bumped into him a little bit and got knocked back, but it looks like that penalty...
Oh,
it was marked up.
And picked it up. Yep, they realized it was an uncatchable ball. It was fair contact between Rosell and the receiver. And wait, am I wrong? No, they are contained.
About the 41-yard line now,
so
they actually did move up.
The pass interference stands. My mistake. As that's giving the Lancers a better chance to capitalize on this first half lead.
So just at the 41-yard line, Rosado takes a snap. 30 seconds left. The pressure from the defense stops him. A quick flip to Pizzulo. Left side. Gets a block. Pizzulo again on the sideline. Tie rope on the sideline and just able.
Pete Pizzulo was putting on some show here in this first half, evading tacklers, running all around the field to try to get the best play possible, and he is having a lights-out first half for this SJV team.
25 seconds, it stops at the clock as he ran out of bounds. And Pizzulo running all over the Lions defense as...
And this SJV offensive line has been absolutely dominating this Lions rush defense in the first half, with the D-line having no answer in the absence of Gerard O'Connor proving to be pretty big right now as this Lancers rush attack is having a day.
25 seconds left as just exactly like you're saying, is Gerard O'Connor's loss in this game right now is, it could be one of their bigger effects, as we hope that he's not out for a big cause or any serious reason, as Rosado will draw back, but then he'll take it up himself. Rosado left side, gets away from the tackle, and he's in to the end zone for 6 points.
Like I said, if you don't have those two great backs, you have Rosado, who can use his athleticism as the sirens go off for a fourth time in this first half for SJV. SJV on an absolute tear right now, and not much this Lions team can do.
So a 27-7 ball game here in the second quarter. That is the third touchdown this quarter alone. And it's a tough break for the Lions defense, but the Lancers offense just keeps bulldozing downfield every chance they get, and they don't take advantage of anything.
You really can't ask better from this SJV rush attack and this SJV team total as a whole, as their defense has allowed this offense to go absolutely nowhere since that Dom Terracone drop. And it looks like that Terracone drop is looking back to haunt them, as it's a 3-score game about to go into the locker room in the second half.
And no surprise as Shank's kick goes through without any sort of problem. As 19 seconds stopped as just before both teams go with their teams and talk about it.
And the Lions team, they're going to try to rally around each other and see what they can do. Warren Smith's going to draw something great up on the whiteboard, and they're going to get the team together, and they're going to try to rally back and come back from what is a 21-point deficit at the moment. Not looking bright for them as of right now.
So a 3-touchdown differential in favor of the Lancers as the Lions special teams will go right back onto the field. But it's been a tough break for them all game after the first drive. And something that I don't think any of us have ever seen, Jensen and Granite are the deep men on the kickoff. The two running backs and the stalwarts of this team are out returning kicks after the fumble from Liam Sanger. I guess he wanted to take any chances. So Shank's bootleg that just goes right to Granite before he steps out. Granite up the middle. Gets wrapped around. Granite's going to still fight his way around and still try and find a hole, but he gets taken down, and it looks like it's around the 25-yard line.
And that was number 2, Isaac Montalvo, on the tackle. There's 11 seconds left. I wouldn't be surprised if you just see a kneel down or a one play or two taking the team into halftime. They want to get this first half behind them. Most teams would, and they're going to see what they can do to, like I said, come back from this big deficit, because it's not looking good.
So like you said, we could either just see a quick kneel or just a quick handoff to either Jensen or Granite just to get the 11 seconds off the board, and then both the teams just to discuss with each other what is happening. As the Lions' big conversation is going to be, how do we get around the run defense from the Lancers and how we're supposed to capitalize as Jensen takes off up the middle, finds a hole. He will get taken down at around the 53-yard line. And it looks like there's a bit of controversy right there. Is 1 second on the clock, it'll probably end it.
And Pete Pizzolo was on that tackle, and
the big question right there was
was his collar grabbed? The Lacey parents and coaches are pleading that, and the players, but I guess it's called not. And there's 1 second left in this first half.
And a timeout called from Lacey. So after the very controversial call right there, looked like Ty got a big hand wrapped around his collarbone, and I mean a very big run right there as it gives him around a 30-yard gain right there, as they're just down at around the 47-yard line.
And that's the type of plays that this team needed, that they needed in the first half earlier. Great run by Ty Jensen and great work by their line. Just the inconsistency and the undiscipline and the undisciplinary issues going on with the offensive line with the penalties is what is setting this team back, because they are not at peak potential, and we both know that for watching this team play for the amount of the season. This is a very great football team, and they're not playing like it at the moment.
As we saw a couple of those games against really good teams such as Raritan and Wall. They just had a struggle against them mostly, and now in this game, like you just said, they don't have the light to the fluid yet, and that's really what they're going to look for in the second half of the ball game. Is 1 second left on the clock. He has two receivers to his right, two behind him, Granite and Jensen. No surprise there. Fake handoff to Jensen. Brunati will look downfield, airs it out downfield, but it is going to be picked off by the defense. Pizzulo on it. Gets past the tackle. Pizzulo still on his feet now, gets slid down, as that will end the first half of this ball game.
He can really do it all. He makes open field tackles. He's been running all over the field, and he gets the interception to close off this first half.
So a very weak throw from Brunati that goes nowhere but into the defender's hand, as that will end the first half of this Thanksgiving special, 28-7 in favor of the Lancers. After halftime, we'll be right back with you to present this ball game. It is WLTS TV.
At this time, we'd like to put your hands together and welcome our very own St. John Vianney Lancer Dancers, escorted by Captains Alexa Hearns and Christina Vivio, Madison Thacker, along with Captains Christina Viva.
It is the night before Thanksgiving, and we are right back for some Lacey Lions football in the second half of this ball game. It's 28-7 in favor of the St. John Vianney's Lancers as they will kick off to start the second half. Lions had a struggling first half of this ball game, but they're looking to rebound as the Lancers looking to continue what they do. It's Chase Granite on the reception of the kickoff. Chase Granite will get a quick block, and then we'll get taken down at what looks like it was around the 21-yard line, and the Lions are going to start right back up here in the second half.
Now, Lacey, they had a half hour to prepare. They had a half hour to look over the stuff that possibly went wrong and the stuff that couldn't go in their favor, possibly line miscommunication and the sloppiness of the penalties. They're down big right now, but they got the ball to start this first half, and they're going to try to show everyone why their running attack was so deadly and potent, as they're going to try effortlessly to get back into this ball game.
If there's one thing that they want to do is they want to repeat what they did last Friday. Yeah, especially with their running game, a lot of it being with Ty Jensen and Chase Granite, but they want to repeat that still and keep that momentum that they had from last week.
Especially they were going to put some extra heart in them. This might be the last half that most of these kids will ever play in, especially for some of these seniors, and they want to go off on a big note. And what note to end off bigger than a 21-point halftime deficit. And this season that came to them almost didn't come as COVID-19 affecting most of the world and most of the people. Face mask requiring, the USA going on lockdown, and not quite certain if we were going to have a season. We were very lucky to go through this full season without anything getting canceled or games getting postponed, and luckily 0 COVID cases throughout the year, and we're very blessed to have that.
And when I talked to Bernardi, the first game against Manchester, I had an interview with him that day. He did say how he was grateful that we could have a season this year, and the fact that he's able to put the gear back on and play with his teammates that he loved, that he always wakes up and looks forward to go to practice with all of them.
And despite the month delay, they found a way to work harder and build better as a brotherhood. And regardless of the outcome of this game, this Lacey Lions team should be more than proud of themselves, finishing with a winning record against a tough schedule. And you can't ask more for the seniors Chase Granite and Tynan Jensen, putting their heart and soul into this backfield, working as hard as they possibly can, really leading this team together. And the outcome right now isn't what they want to be. And there still is, don't get me wrong, there is still plenty of time, as there's a 3rd and short right here with Granite and Jensen in the backfield.
So he has a boat into motion. He will take the handoff. Hands it off. Jensen, right side. And he's able to find the hole and get taken down as he got the first down with no question about it. And he's taken down around the 48-yard line. And great ball security as Pete Pizzolo was trying aimlessly to try to get that ball out of his hands, but great run, good blocking, that's going to get him the first down. And they're going to try to start back at square run, simple and often, run that power trap up the field, and see if their offense line can be consistent enough to hold a good block and let Granite and Jensen get down this field. Their biggest target this half is to just either, A, get around the defensive line and see if they can finally figure out a way to, get their star running backs around that nasty defensive line, as a flip to Jensen behind him, and it only gains 2 yards. And that is number 54 on the tackle. Robert Lamb again, calling his name once again. He's been all over the field, and he's opening the first half with a second half with a nice open field tackle, as that is a 2-yard carry. It's tackle after tackle for Lamb, and he's able to really wrap around the defender super well and really stop short, especially some big tackles too, because you let one of these running backs on the line side go, they're taking off. Exactly, and he's taking advantage of an undersized offensive line, and he's using hand movement, and he's getting through these blocks right away and swarming the backs in the backfield. A boat into motion once again, hands it off to Jensen. Jensen will fight to his way to the right side, and he will get taken down at just exactly the 45-yard marker. And that was Julian Young on the tackle, one of the team one of the team captains, the honor student, and he also is possibly playing in his last high school game tonight. He's put all of his effort on the field the past 4 years for this SJV team. He's just been working, putting that effort in, along with his team. Also, their team uncertain they were going to have a season. And from their effort, obviously the season outcome is not what they want it to be. 4-4, obviously they're looking to be more, considering the winning tradition. And they were coming off a tough playoff loss against Donovan Catholic last year. And they just want to finish off 500 and give their first-year coach something to build off of, and it's looking like they're going to be able to do that. As Jensen up the middle gets the first down and moves the chains along for the Lions, as he's running all over the defense as of now, and he's able to get the yardage at the 40-yard line. And he's been doing that. He's been doing the entire game, running up straight to back up Nick Povia. Him also playing in his last career game tonight, 4-year varsity man. He's been putting the hardest effort in.
It's really going to be tough to not see him on that offensive line last year because he's been making the most noise and most pressure, and no one gets through him, and that's been the lead blocker for Granite and Jensen this year. As Abode goes into motion on this play, he's going to get the ball.
And Abode on the right side gets a couple blocks and then gets pushed out of bounds. It's really rough one right there. Is had nowhere to go and then just gets tied up at the out of bound marker. But like you were saying about the Lancers' newest head coach, Mike Alberkey, as he's led them to a 4-4 record as of now this season, hoping to get a positive record before this season ends, and especially as his first-year coach. I mean, he used to be a former assistant to Joe Martucci, and he was always in the front end of the athletic directions for St. John Vianney's, and everyone was like, well, this should be our next guy. And Martucci even said it himself, that they want him to be the next guy. He's got the second best mind he's seen.
He swarmed up big, and that's number 54, Lamb, again, just making plays all over this field. No matter what, that offensive line was clearly showed no test to him. He gets swarmed up big behind the line. That's going to be a 3rd and long for this Lions team.
So no gain right there as Granite got tied up and just pancaked by both the defense and the offensive line, as he's going to really hope to the Lions are going to really hope to now that they have to find some magic.
And this is really like a consolation game, and this game is to look for what both teams have for the future. Obviously, Granite and Jensen both playing their last game. They're also going to see what they can look for in the younger guys in the backfield. I mean, there's no substitution as of right now besides Perrone.
Fake handoff, quick flip, Granite, right side, got the first down. He gets a block from Hool, and then Granite gets taken out of bounds on the right side. It looks like it was around the 20-yard line.
An amazing block by Hool. Granite looked through was nice and patient running down the field, called out his blocks, had Hool for his block end, and it was able to get up a nice 20-yard carry.
So at the 16-yard line it was, and a big gain right there for Chase Granite. You just saw right there, he was really hoping. He even pointed towards Hool. He was like, "Get that block for me, and then I'm going to try and take off."
This Lions team right now is just shy of the run zone. They're looking to start off the way they started this game, with an opening half touchdown, and try to boost some confidence into this Lions team.
Abode in motion once again. All night that's been. Hands it off to Jensen, who just gets taken down on the line, and that was number 22 on the tackle, Julian Young, once again, his 57th tackle of the season.
And that's a great play by Julian Young, getting through the blocks, allowing Jensen to go nowhere after the play. And that's going to set this Lions team up. It's going to keep him out of the red zone. Actually, it was a negative play. And let's see if this Lions team has up his hands to possibly get the first down, get in the red zone, and chip away at this big lead that the Lancers have produced.
So a loss of 1 yard right there as the Lions at 2nd and 11 at just around the 16-yard line. They're going to really hope for some magic right here at this point in the second half, as their first half after their first scoring drive was rough. And they're really going to look to rebound off is a flip to Jensen, who's going to go to the outside left side, and he's going to get wrapped around and taken down by, it looked like it was Lamb once again, along with number 24, Joey Abarno.
And there was absolutely nothing that the Lions team could have done. The offensive line stripped right through. Jensen was dead from the second that ball was snapped. And a huge, monumental loss for this Lions offense. And that's just not the things you need to see for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Joey Abarno and Robert Lamb all over Jensen as he had nowhere to go. His plan was to go roll out the left side and even if possibly step out of bounds real quick. But now the Lions are in trouble. As after the first down conversion from Granite, they are now getting drawn back around 5 to 6 yards right there. And now in a 3rd and long situation once again at the 24-yard line.
And one thing you have to worry about with the lead with a deficit this big is the clock. 4:55 and ticking in this third quarter. They have not thrown the ball once. They're letting the clock bleed down, and that's not something you need at the moment, considering the way that this team runs their offense, which is ground and pound. As they roll out right here.
Brunati on the right side, looking to throw it. He will towards the end zone, but it just goes out of bounds, and he has nowhere to go as Brunati once again having to roll out and having to get pressurized completely and just had to just chuck it up and hope for something. But at this point, he has nowhere to go.
Yeah, but no harm, no foul. He took the safe option, made sure to throw it out of bounds, but it's 4th down for this Lions team. And they are sending out the field goal unit for Burrell to get another shot at chipping away at this big lead.
Jack Burrell 2 for 3 on field goals this season. Has only missed one, as like I said, it was against Raritan.
He missed one earlier this game. It was it was a little bit of a pull, but he looks to not repeat the same error. And they're just trying to position to see where this ball is going to get snapped.
So after a very big third down conversion from Granite that got the first down and great field positioning at around the 15-yard line, the Lions get pushed back after the run defense being just absolutely stellar for the Lancers. And it stops Jensen and Granite, which is, you know, it's huge for them because those are the two biggest running backs in the Shore.
Well, yeah, the Lancers after the first drive, they realized that they need to get out their two biggest players, Granite and Jensen, and that's exactly what they've been doing for the majority of the game.
There's a low snap, and Burrell's kick. It has the distance, but it doesn't reach.
Short and left, but a little bit of a shaky snap. Great job by the holder Jensen to get it to the tee, but another empty possession for this Lions offense as the Lancers come back after a long rest. Almost an 8-minute drive, a 7.5-minute drive from the Lacey Lions, and that's disappointing to come up with nothing there as Rosado and this Lancers offense is going to come back and try to continue the way they started off, red hot and an explosive run game.
So Rosado steps right back onto the field, and the two biggest names being Peter Pizzulo, along with Mason Shank being the kicker for them. Josh East being the receivers on to him, and along with Julian Young. So a quick handoff, and it was taken down. And the Lions defense.
And I believe that was number 25, John Dodaro, on the tackle, and along with Dylan Hilsheimer. And honestly, one of the first positive plays you've seen from this Lions defense, making sure they were filling up the gaps, making sure they went nowhere. Dylan Hilsheimer floated that C gap perfectly to make sure there was no harm, no foul, and it's going to be a 2nd and long for this Lancers offense.
No yards gain right there. The Lions are going to hope to keep doing that for their defenses. They've been struggling to do that all game. Rosado takes a snap. He'll take it himself. Hilsheimer trying to get around the block. Dadero's chasing after him, but Rosado will just run right out of bounds as he only got a gain of 6 yards.
And yeah, Dylan Hilsheimer spun around there trying to make a tackle. A little bit of a brainless play. Dadero tried to chase him out of bounds, and it's a 3rd and medium for this Lions team.
So the Lancers, like you just said, 3rd and medium, hoping to convert it. Lions defense really looking to hold up and catch a big break. That is what they're really going to need. And that was there's only just around 3 minutes and 50 seconds left.
But talking about Hilsheimer spinning around, that would have not happened if it weren't for the great block by number 26, Pete Pizzallo, who is most likely going to win player of this game. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, over 100 overall multi-purpose yards. The kid's been everywhere on this field, and it's really showing because the Lions have absolutely no answer for him.
So a hat trick, as you just said, for Pete Pizzallo is his name just tattooed on this game in general.
And he's going to be coming back next year, and he's looking to produce the same exact numbers but better next year as it's his senior season, and he's looking to make a statement for the colleges around him as he is a little bit of an undersized player, standing at only 5'8", 170 pounds, but it's not about the size of the fight and the dog. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the fight of the size of the dog.
So a flag on the field, we will see what the flag was.
And it looks like it's going to be a false start.
A delay a game. It's a delay game that will draw them back 5 yards.
And it'll be a 3rd and about 10 back to the original line of scrimmage. And let's see if this Lions defense can do what they began on the opening play of the drive, fill their gaps and contain, and hopefully stop the Lancers dead in their tracks.
So it draws back to 3rd and 11 as another big deep breath right there for the Lions, as you know. And at this point, they're gonna really hope for anything that they can get and really start getting back to their momentum that they had in the first drive.
Of course, but the only way they can get the ball back is if they stop them right here and make an impressive play.
See the defense shifting around as they're just all on their toes and just ready to get back into this game.
Looks like they're in the psycho formation on defense.
Rosado takes a snap. He's getting pressure from the right side. He's going to air it out. Wide open 19, but he was another overthrow from Rosado.
Overshot him. He had Michael Abode beat. Just Rosado could not put him in the right place. And that for the first time today, SJV's punting unit will be on the field.
Troy Day was the target right there from Rosado, but a bit of an overthrow. Abode, he just got past Abode, but the overthrow from Rosado just suffers, a big gain right there, possibly even taking one to the house.
And that stops the clock, and it gives the Lions the ball back in it's safe to say it'll be good field position as Shank to punt it away. Almost.
They got
blocked.
almost a big block from, looked like it was from Dodaro.
And it takes,
as the ball's going to just bounce around and stopped at the 43-yard line.
And Noah Bernardi and this offense are going to come back. They had great signs, and actually a substitution on the offensive line, number 58, Brendan Subsey, coming in for number 54, Padraig Banfield. And they're going to try to do what they did in the last drive. They're going to do some ground and pound football. They're going to do what they did with their bread and butter, get Granite and Jensen involved as much as possible. But they have to stop coming up empty. They had the big play missed with Terracone's drop. Burrell's missed field goal. Burrell's 2 missed field goals. That's a 10-point swing, right, or a 13-point swing, and it puts you right back into this game. And they had to take advantage of key opportunities like that, and they haven't been doing that, and that's been what's been their biggest downfall of this game, and possibly why the score is the way it is.
So the Lions are really hoping for a rally in their bones. I mean, as we haven't really seen much comebacks from this season in general, but they have had, very close games, and they want to get this game at least down to the wire, especially with these last 2 quarters coming up. As a handoff to Jensen, he will try and break free on the left side, and he does a little bit, only gains around 5 yards on it.
And that's Joey Arbanero there on the tackle. He ran right through, good blocking by the offensive line, giving him a good 5-yard gain. But if I'm Warren Smith, as much the effectiveness as the run game's been going, you have to throw it out the window, and this time you have to go out through the air. You are down too much to try to chip away that clock and chip away at field position. You got to air it out, and you have to let Noah Bernardi show what he did last year when he threw for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. And you haven't seen nearly a portion of that this year, and there's no reason to with the effort and the grit and toughness that Granite and Ty and Jensen have shown. But they have to show it now.
More than ever, and another handoff to Granite. He gains nothing on that one, gets drawn back. But like you were saying, I mean, Bernardi has the targets, and I guess it's just from like the origin of history of the Lacey Lions organization. Always being that ground and pound team and developing the running backs to being studs. I mean, like we said from last stream, they've developed Ty Jensen to being one of the best running backs on the shore. Chase Granite along with him. Last year was Justin Gorski. The year before it was Jason Gerisi.
It was really like just a mixture of a play style. Last year, they had the Bobby Evans, Donovan Machetta, Matt Kulagowski, and DJ Polozano, 4 senior receivers who can do anything on the field and anything you ask them. They can catch any ball and run any route. But you still had the emergence of Jensen switching from quarterback to running back, and we already knew that was going to play a big plan in this year, and it definitely has, as this team has run about the ball 8 and.
So they flip it. It was a bit of a trick play. Getting away from McClung, he will just chuck it, and it's a short play as it looked like it was intended for a Bode, but McClung just got pressurized completely. A little bit of a Philly we saw from right there.
Amazing effort, but not that great of a pass from McClung. It was kind of a duck. It fell down. There is a flag on the field, though, and we'll see what is called there. And McClung a little bit shaken up. He took a big hit after making that throw.
You saw the little juke move from him as he got away from the defender, but it looked like the defender possibly just caught his shoe, and which really could have deflected the pass the most.
And the punt team's coming out. Matt McClung, he's a multi-sport athlete at the school, a very accomplished baseball player, and a very good player on the basketball court. This is his first year playing football. He gave it a go. Fell in love with the sport, and it's shown because it's gotten him some playing time throughout this year. And as he works throughout the future and works and gets more athleticism and gets in the weight room more and just learns the playbook more and touches up on routes, it's looking this Lions pass attack next year is looking to be something good.
And if I've seen something,
and it's blocked.
Number 15 was on the block. And Burrell will just get taken down. And number 15, Mason Shank, doing everything all around the field.
Yeah, slow snap. Burrell couldn't get to it in time, and it was just blocked. And it's just not looking good for this Lacey Lions team, to say the least, as there's 1:43 left in this third quarter, and the SJV offense is coming back out into this field with excellent field position to start off. And we're going to see what Rosetta can do. And for this Lions offense, just nothing seems to be breaking their way. They've had mistakes, they've had misplays, they've had some undisciplinary penalties, and it's really come back and it's showing on the scoreboard. But
a big head hanger this game right now is 28-7 in favor of the Lancers, and they're in great field positioning after the quick blocked punt from Mason Shank, who, he's perfect on the kicks tonight, and the defense has been spectacular. As a handoff. And breaking free, number 26, Rosado all alone. Touchdown.
And Pozzolo, that's his 4th touchdown of the game. He's just all over, doing a little bit of a Saquon Barkley celebration right there. The siren goes off for the 5th time today, and there's nothing this Lions offense can do or defense, as it's an extra point away from being 35-7, and it's just not the Lions' best night of
Pozzolo was the one on the carry. I apologize for that, but got his 4th touchdown of the night, his 5th touchdown of the season, and he's doing all the work tonight, as this is a bit of deja vu.
And the Lancers are just having a day. They wanted to make a point. They wanted to finish above 500 for their first-year head coach to give them momentum for the future. But regardless of the scoreboard, you cannot take away from this Lions team what they've been able to do this season. Losing opening week against Manchester, but rallying back to win the next 4 in all 4 of those games in convincing fashion. The one we called last month against Brick came down to the last play, and we showed a great sign of that Lions rush attack, what happened soon to come. And even with last week with a great win against Toms River North, this Lions team has put effort and fight into every single game they played in. The result might not be what they want at the end of the night, but you cannot be more proud of these players.
And like you just said, they have no reason to be hanging their heads. I mean, they've had a strong season, especially with a lot of the key seniors from last year leaving the team and not being able to return.
Yeah, almost a brand new team. They got their quarterback coming back, but a completely brand new receiving core. They lost a maybe their best receiver, who I forgot to mention, who was a tight end, Mike Kolodzic, who was an outside linebacker and a tight end. He was really a great pass threat, and losing him was huge. So the pass offense they're going to have to start from ground zero, but next year you have Mike Roselle coming back, you have Abode coming back, you have Matt McClung coming back, and this pass offense, I'm calling it in the future, is going to be very, very deadly for the Lacey offense.
Mike Kolodzic has his younger brother Joe Kolodzic, who represents the offensive line for the Lions. Chase Granite had the return right there, but gets taken down at the 15-yard line.
And Padraig Banfield is coming back in for Brendan Subsey. My mistake, he is not. Subsey is still out there. But yes, Joe Kolodzic, who was actually a sophomore starter last year, he's really matured and gotten this playbook down pat, and he's been one of the stalwarts in this offensive line. Them and the rest of the offensive line have not had things going their way tonight, but 3 out of the 5 guys are coming back next year, and it's looking to see that Bernardi's going to have a lot of time to throw in the pocket next year.
Yeah, their bigger key losses on that line would just be Ramirez and Poviez, both seniors and both big names this season on that offensive line scheme. And, the Lions are going to have to hope to, with Padraig, Joe Kolodzic, and Damian O'Loughlin, as Jensen up the middle will gain a couple yards, and it looks like he could possibly got the first down. We'll see if he did. It looks like he did. And yes, he did. And
possibly one of the rarest things you can see is a sophomore on the offensive line, as Kolodzic made his starter throughout the year last year, and Subsey's been getting it every now and then, trying to get down pat, and he's a very good center and guard, and that's probably where he's going to get stuck in next year, depending on whether they keep O'Loughlin at center. But
so along with Damian O'Loughlin, who had his varsity start in that sophomore season, and he was very promising for the freshman season too, but wanted to stick with JV and freshman football, as here's a pass to Houle on the outside, and Houle's going to get wrapped up.
He dressed up for a few games his freshman year, was a full starter on the defensive line. It was actually second on the team in tackles, and got a couple fumble recoveries last year, which was very impressive and made a statement, but he's been playing center his entire life. He got moved up to JV right away his freshman year to play center, almost played very minimal freshman football. And he's had an amazing year snapping. He's kept the nose guards in check. The shotgun snaps have gone right to Bernardi's chest, and he's had a very good season. And he's going to look back to have a very strong senior year next year.
And you've seen all these guys, especially on the line, have really produced from younger games. As Jensen up the middle, we'll see if he got just around the first down marker. He may have just been short.
And that was number 24, Joey Arbanero, on the tackle, coming on a big play. And that is the end of the third quarter here at St. John Vianney High School.
So the third quarter is just wrapped up. We saw a touchdown from Pozzolo that extends the lead by another touchdown. It's 35-7 in favor of the Lancers. We are going to go to the fourth and final quarter of this Thanksgiving showdown here in St. John Vianney's. It is WLTS TV. We'll be right back with you. WLTS TV, we are right back with you this Wednesday night. St. John Vianney's, it's the Lions and the Lancers. 35-7 in favor of the Lancers with 12 minutes on the clock starting this fourth quarter. 3rd and inches for the Lions to look to convert it. As he will do a quick handoff to to Granite on the left side. He got the first down. Clear as day, and a bunch of bodies all over the running back game.
They swarmed all over him, and that was number 26. Who else? Pete Pozzello on the play. The fourth quarter may have just started, but I'm just going to go right ahead and say player of the game will definitely be going to Pete Pozzello. He's been all over the field, several open field tackles, the interception to close out the first half, and, of course, 4 of St. John Vianney's 5 touchdowns. You really cannot ask more of a player. He's been the do-it-all player, and it's showing right here, and he's just having probably the game of his life right now.
4 touchdowns, multiple tackles, a quick throw to Hool, as it's the same thing as last time. Hool will go on the sideline. He got tripped up and wrapped around. Number 19 was on him, and that was Troy Day.
And Jake Hool come out with his second catch of the night. Made the first play when he was wide open, but also, like I said, he's playing in his last game tonight. He's looking to make a big impact. And that's a good play right there. A simple little curl route. Bernardi put the ball right to his chest, and that's going to be 2nd and inches.
Yeah, 2nd and inches is Hool just didn't get around the first down marker, and Lions offense look like they're just going to keep running through it and see if they can get the first down as a handoff to Jensen. He got the first down. He's going to get more. Jensen's going to fight his way and get taken down at the 35-yard line. Tynan Jensen making some light on the side for the Lions.
And that was Troy Day on the tackle, but he didn't come down without a little bit of receiving, a little bit of Jensen stiff arm. Great run, great offensive line work by this team. And let's give a little shout to Ty Jensen. He started off here coming from the middle school. He was the starting quarterback, and he looked to be the quarterback of the future. Had a really good freshman year at quarterback, and sophomore year he was the JV guy. And then started off in a starting conference for a competition between him and Bernardi and Abode last year. It didn't work out. Bernardi won the job, but Ty kept his head strong, and he positioned to the running back position when Gorski went down. He took that job, and Granite was also who was dealing with injuries the entire year last year and just didn't have the same production. Jensen took off and ran with that position. He wound up leading the team in yards. He had an amazing game against North Burlington last year, scoring 3 touchdowns in that playoff game. And he grinded harder than anyone I've ever seen in the weight room, putting on I think 15 pounds of muscle, and added on to his and became a much more quick and faster on his feet. And he truly has had an amazing season, and Lacey is going to miss having him around. Team first player. His players are first to him, and that's all that matters. And he's playing in his last quarter as a Lacey Lion.
And it's really such a surprise to you when you were talking about those 3 guys, Bernardi, Ty Jensen, and Abode. All 3 of them competing for a quarterback spot. Obviously, Bernardi came out on top with it, but then you turn Jensen from the quarterback spot to becoming the star running back as Bernardi will draw back. He'll air it out downfield. Who's on it? And a deflected pass off of number 2, Montalvo, who had the open field interception, but just couldn't get fingers on it.
Isaac Montalvo, it was all theirs for the taking. All he couldn't do was catch it, but shaky throw by Bernardi, a little bit of a miscommunication. But back to you were saying about Abode and those 3. The 3 players who were going for quarterback that year are arguably the 3 most effective players on the Lions offense this year. Obviously, besides Granite, Abode uses athleticism to switch to receiver. And
to running back as well. And then if you want to throw a trick play in there, you can count on him to do it. And he's got that left-hand sidearm that can trick some defenders. And he's got the arm and the accuracy for it.
Yeah, some people that don't know, this kid has an absolute cannon for an arm. He can effortlessly throw it over 50. And it was a lot close. The quarterback job was down to the wire. Any of those 3 could have very easily won the job.
Handoff Jensen. He gets tripped up right there. It looked like he was going to break free. Yeah. But he just gets tripped up right there. And, yeah, like you were talking about with a boat, and he had the cannon for the arm. And he was the Granite starting quarterback for the Central Regional Hawks before he transferred here to Lacey to compete for the starting quarterback job for varsity. And then instead gets his 2 stars for freshman year. Or he gets his two stars for freshman year and for JV year, and then moves his way to the receiving slot and the running back slot for varsity.
And he's taken full advantage of it, and he's been obvious. And Matt Lamb jumps off sides there, and that's going to give the Lions a first down. Great job in getting them with the snap count by Noah Bernardi, and that's going to move the chains. And The Lions are really looking for pride at this point. They're going to try to get as much points as they can to try to close off this year. They're going to try to give their seniors a nice little send-off, as they very much well deserve it. There's currently 5 seniors on this field, and they're going to try to get them as much involvement as possible before this clock hits 0.
All the seniors that have came out this year, their pride and hustles. They were really looking forward to this year, and if there was one thing that they wanted, was just to play on the field with their boys again, and really be able to get out. I mean, we can go down the list with all, and Liam Sanger, Ty Jensen's on there, Zach Stroy's on there, Brandon D'Angelo, Gerard O'Connor. You can just go down the list.
Dylan Hellsheimer, and all of them, Christian Booz, Nick Christina, all of them.
Bernardi rolls out, gets pressured, and gets sacked behind the line of scrimmage. There's a flag on the field.
There's a flag, but who else but Pete Pizzolo coming in that tackler, running in straight through that Lions offensive line and getting him down. And Pizzolo and Bernardi sharing some words between each other.
Looks like Bernardi's leg was just a little shaken up right there. Looked like he was having a little bit of trouble walking off, but now. And it was a face mask against St. John Vianney, and that will be another first down for the Lions.
And that'll set the Lions up in prime position up here to get some points up on the board here with 8:30 left in this fourth quarter.
So there's been four times they have been at least 25 yards and closer to the end zone. One of those times have only gone in their successful paths, as it has been. There was a touchdown at the start of the game, with Ty Jensen being on that run. And the other 2 times being either failed completions or just failed possessions downfield, as Bernardi will fake the throw, and he'll hand it off to Jensen, who just has nowhere to go and gets taken down.
And Lamb, and of all people, was on that tackle. I think that's his 8th open field tackle of the day, and it's going to be a 2nd and long, and we're going to see how this Lions offense can try to maybe capitalize on this drive.
So 7 minutes and 35 seconds are remaining on the clock and on the season for both teams.
And it's kind of a surreal moment knowing that most of these kids have been playing since they were very young. I played with most of these kids my life.
Granite gets the handoff, has nowhere to go, and just stomped down.
And what some people don't seem to understand is you can, like when you're older, join a rec basketball league or a softball league or possibly any other, like sports like that. Football, it comes once every now and then. It's once in a lifetime from your childhood, and this is a big part. This is a big portion of people's lives getting. It's kind of like a chapter in your life being taken away.
And it's always different just to surround yourself with new people, because you've been playing with those guys since you've been 7, 8 years old, and playing from pee-wee football and flag football, and now you're up at the big stage under the lights and representing your entire township with just one little thing.
It's a surreal moment. And
as Bernardi rolls out left side as a pass attempt, it looked like it was to Jay Cool, and it was.
And that was Isaac Montalvo on the deflection. Good. It was a good throw, but just better coverage by Montalvo, draping him like a carpet. As it is 4th down and long for this Lions team, and let's see if they're going to either go for it all or send out the field goal unit.
As it looks like they'll just probably go for it all at this point, as down in their final 6 minutes of the season, they just want to get some really big passion, and they just want to end it off on possibly either a good note or just end off in general.
And I'm going to tell you right now, don't be surprised if you don't see Jay Cool getting the target, because this very well could be his last this could very well be his last snap as a Lacey Lion, and they're going to try to give him a proper send-off.
So they have Hool and Abode to his left. Bernardi will take the snap. He will look to Abode, and he gets the completion. Was Abode cross the first down marker? We'll see if he does, and I think he might have been.
I believe he was. Great throw and great job of getting back to the ball by Michael Abode. Bernardi getting it into a tight window, and that is going to move the chains, as that is a first down and goal right at the 10-yard line for this Lions team. And now let's see what they're going to do here.
So a good throw and a great arm extension and catch from Abode that gets the first down, inches them closer a little bit more to the end zone so that they can get themselves double digits on the board. 6 minutes remaining deadlocked. 35-7 in favor of the Lancers. The Lions have good field position in the red zone. Abode and Hool to his right. He has Abode into motion, He will hand it off to Abode. Left side, Abode trying to get a block. But instead of taken down, was he down? He's still running on his feet. And is he still trying to get there? And now he's taken down. Is that it pushes him to the 2-yard line as Abode with the quick heads-up play, knowing he wasn't down, and extends some more yardage and gets him to the 2-yard line.
Well, that was just a great effort play by Michael Abode. He stayed up the entire time, initially falling down at around the 5. He was able to get that arm to, like spring him off the ground. He was able to fight through a couple defenders. And now he's landed at the 3-yard line. So amazing play by Michael Abode right there. And there, Lacey's going to try to capitalize and get their second touchdown on the board.
So their first touchdown and only touchdown of this game was on the first drive back in the first quarter of this ball game, as they have Granite and Jensen behind them. Abode into motion. Handoff, Jensen.
It's Bernardi.
It was Bernardi who fakes the handoff and takes it out.
I'll tell you, great fake by Bernardi, just not great execution from that number 31. That was don't have a name at the moment, but that was number 31 filling in on the tackle.
It was Jack Farrar on the tackle.
Jack Farrar on the tackle, and that's a loss of 1. And the Lacey Lions offense is going to try to bounce back on second down.
Even deked me out a little bit. I thought it was a quick handoff to Jensen, because Jensen looked like he was just going to try and bulldoze his way, but Bernardi takes it out, but just had nowhere to go as the defensive line. And you couldn't give more credit to the defensive line for.
This Lancers defensive line has been tearing them up the entire game, allowing them to go nowhere. As there's a pile right now, and they're going to try to get him through the yellow end zone.
We'll see if he got across the plane. It doesn't look like he got there, and it looks like he's just down at the 1-yard line.
And Lamb again on the stop, bringing him down.
So now, 4th and goal on the 1-yard line for the Lions. And like I was saying before, I mean, their defense being the most stellar unit so far this ballgame, along with their running game. And I mean, a lot of it has to do with Joe Galam, their defense and offensive line coach. And just being their strong suit of tonight's game.
And he's had this team ready. I'm sure they have had an extensive film session making sure how to stop Granite and Jensen, and that's what they've been doing right now, and that's why the scoreboard the way it is.
So 4th and goal, they will hand it off Granite. Granite trying to bust up the middle. He gets across the plane and gets 6 points on the board for the Lions as they finally get themselves some life.
Well, you get
Chase Granite on the touchdown.
Yep, you get Jensen the first touchdown. You get Jensen the first, Granite the second. It was a simple 1-yard punch. Great job by that offensive line, getting Granite through the zone. And the special teams unit coming out to try to chip away at the lead ever so slightly, as there's 3:14 left in this ball game.
So there's Jack Burrell on the extra point. We'll look to give them 14. As the Lions were really just going to try. Lions were just, they wanted double digits so that they don't have to go out and only getting 1 touchdown on the board, as Burrell's kick right down the middle, and it's good. 35-14 as the Lions score another one with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left of the ball game.
And now I feel like this is the best time to mention basketball season will be coming up soon. And I surely anticipate him being in there. So do you. We have our good friend Chris Papa, who's a basketball phenom, and we're looking forward to that. And we're looking forward to everyone who's been loyal and faithful to watching our streams for football, for basketball season. As there's only 3 minutes and 14 seconds left of this season, and it's unfortunate that it's winding down like this. But WLTS will always come through. We'll always stay strong, and we got basketball season right around the corner.
And with WLTS doing that, we would like to give a big thank you to the WLTS crew for not only hosting tonight's game, but also just hosting every game that we could possibly do all year round, and that's including Mac McMurran being the technical director, Michael O'Sullivan on the camera, along with Anthony Campanalonga and CJ Donohue, and of course ran entirely by Mr. Merman. And we couldn't thank Miss Del Vento for getting all these games together and having a great season for us to commentate. And I sure enjoyed every single moment I could with it. And, I'm glad I was able to get this opportunity. And now, as we're just about to wind out with the clock, you can't wrap your mind around how the season just got very quick, and it was incredible with every single game that we've done.
Well, absolutely, and this couldn't be done without the amazing work done by our WLTS crew, as you mentioned. It couldn't be done without with our athletic director, Mr. Elvento, getting these games together and allowing us to set up and commentate for these games. And like I said, yeah, I've enjoyed every second in the booth or in the bleachers with you, and I'm gonna miss it as this is my last football. As a little bit of miscommunication on the kick.
Number 2, he's got it. A big stop. What a hit by Pizzulo. It was number 2, Montalvo, on the return. He got to the 45, and a big hit from Pizzulo.
As he gives a little check to Robbie Barenwick. But like I said, this will be my last football commentating as I am a senior. So 304 left in my football broadcasting career, but we're looking bright in the future, and hopefully someone else can fill my spot in the booth. Probably a lot better than I did, hopefully. As you'll be back here next year, you still got 1 year left, and what are you looking forward to for this 2021 Lacey Lions football team?
The number one thing that you always want to look forward in your team, in a team, is just to not only play hard, but just to have fun and always just show yourself out there and know who you're representing. And you could either just be representing yourself, or you could just represent everyone around you, and that shouldn't even be anything for me to be, discussing, because that's just what the Lacey Lions football is all about. It's not only about who's going to be the main player tonight. It's always going to be how is the team going to do tonight, and how is everyone going to do well-rounded, who's going to represent who, and that's how it's always been. Origins of history on this team, and especially the mental attitude always changed from 40 years from now, from Coach Lou Versillo and all the staff around him, able to get that mindset into the Lacey team.
There's a false start right there. Dominic Terracone calling that out. And also Dominic Terracone is going to be one of the key factors coming into next season, who's played a lot of tight end recently, and as probably going to be our Mike linebacker with Scotty Stevens coming back. You have a lot of key guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball, coming back with John Dodaro, Damian O'Loughlin, Andrew Tobey, and Mike Roselle, who's been locking up the secondary, those two. And you're looking forward to a lot of good football.
And another flag, back-to-back flags. We'll see if it's on Lancers once again, as we'll see if it was either offsides, and it looks like it's on Lacey.
Yeah, saw a little bit of a jump hitch from number 75, Austin Chadwick. I just want to give a little bit of a shout-out to number 55 on SGV, Michael Davis, who has been playing this entire game in a arm cast. And can't imagine how difficult that is, as I am in a cast right now, and I'm telling you, it's not fun to be in, and I can't imagine playing a football game with it. And he's actually been playing, and he's been holding up the blind side for Rosetta the entire night, and I can't give a better applaud ever than that.
And that's a big thing. You're not another thing, not just with Lacey, but representing your town and how much you want to be there for your team. As a quick handoff to it looked like it was Crudup on the run, and he got around a 5-yard gain on it, but just representing your town itself, and being able to just show it for everyone around you, and in a brutal injury that could have been, it could have been either a broken wrist or something, but he's really showing out there and putting 100% on the field.
And they're having a little bit of a curtain call for the seniors on SGV, and there was a quarterback substitution from Antonio Rosetta to Aaron Von Schries. And SJV is they're getting their well-deserved curtain calls. They played an amazing game of football tonight, stopped the Lions down from the very beginning, and they deserve their call. They deserve their curtain calls.
They really did reorganize themselves after the first scoring drive against Lacey, and like you just said it perfectly right there. They deserved every single bit of the curtain calls. A quick handoff to number 30 on it.
And that was number 50, Nick Christina, coming up on the big tackle. And Nick Christina, who I've not yet to mention this game, came into this season with a little bit of a knee issue, was uncertain about his status for the opening game. He wound up not playing. But he's been a 3-year starter, especially on this defensive line. Wound up not playing on the offensive line this year. But this kid's been playing football since he was in diapers. Him and his family have done much to the LTH boosters. He's been a team-first player, and he's worked his butt off every single day, every single effort, every single weight room session. He's been there, and he's having his last minute in 26 as wearing a Lacey Lions uniform.
So as you've grown up with all these guys, how does it feel just watching them and seeing and being able to commentate their last games on the field as a Lion.
It's definitely surreal. I've been with most of these kids my whole life, as I was a football player for Lacey Lions. My freshman and sophomore year, I moved last year, got hurt, and decided to step away from football.
It was a quick flip to Galam as he had nowhere to go on that one, and the Lions defense wrapped around. It was a bunch of bodies on him: Tara Cone, Damian O'Loughlin, John Dodaro.
And yeah, great gang tackling, and Mike Roselle on top of it. But I decided to step away. But I couldn't be prouder of the guys who have put this effort on this field. These are my brothers, and I couldn't be more happy to share their last time on the field with them, as 40 seconds tick away in this game, and I think they're just going to let the clock run out unless they have to run one more.
So 35-14 in favor of the Lancers with 30 seconds left of this game. Looking to close it out on this cold Wednesday night, the eve before Thanksgiving. And of course, before I even close out the stream after this game, I just want to hope everyone has a great holiday and everyone stays safe, and not only holiday but a weekend, as the knee will be taken down as that'll close it out. Lancers come out on top 35-14. They finished their season at a positive 5-4 record as the Lions, exactly the same, finishing 5-4. And it looks like that'll do it. This season is concluded here in St. John Vianney's High School. The Lancers win 35-14, and once again, I would like to thank the WLTS crew for putting this game together and putting this season together, and us for being able to do it. And I'm really grateful I was able to get this opportunity and do all these games. It's been a really great run, especially with you, Jake.
It's been great being in the booth with you, Keith. It's been great commenting these games and watching some great games of football. This way did not end in the Lions' favor, and that's unfortunate, but there's great signs for this Lions team in the future. And they're going to look and rebuild and start from ground one right in the weight room. And next week, if you believe Coach B is going down like this, every team is sadly mistaken. Watch out for this Lions team next year. It's going to be fun to watch.
So as that will conclude this season, Lions fall short, but they came out on top in their minds and in their hearts, as we wish the best of luck to all the seniors and have great runs in all of their careers and if they want to pursue football. And we just hope the best to them. So that will do it for the WLTS crew, and that'll do it for this season. It is Keith O'Neill and Jake Morales on the call tonight. We hope everyone has a great and safe holidays. And we thank you guys all for joining us. Have a great one, everyone. Good night.